What's going on YouTube? Jumpin' Chris here. We're coming back at y'all with another vid. Today I just want to do an educational purpose only video for you guys for these things here. First of all, we got one that's retail and one that's not retail. Alright, so you guys already know how this goes. It's a comparison side by side. That way you guys can know the differences between a retail and not a retail, and that way you guys don't get got, because these things are worth a lot of money and I hate to see people get got out there. That's why I make these videos for you guys. These are the Ben & Jerry Chunky Dunkies. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Chris Cataluna for letting me check these out here. This is his pair, and this is, he got these things for retail actually. He got these things for retail, so that way I can do a little comparison for you guys. So you guys should know already these have different color laces. So, and these are here. These are the not retails. And I must say, man, first glance, it is pretty scary. Seriously. Like, if you're an expert, you can be able to tell. But from, you know, if you don't have them side by side, or like just comparison, or just like if you're someone just trying to sell you just a shoe by itself, man, these here could really get you. There are a little bit some differences here and there, and I'm about to point these things out to you guys. That way you guys can know what to look for. All right, so let's get into this. The box, for example, first of all, I'm gonna keep the real ones over here and the non-retails over here. So first of all, the retails is a little bit smaller compared to the non-retails, for instance, and the blue is a little bit lighter. It's not as deep as it is on this one, so that's kind of way you can kind of tell. Other than that, it's pretty close. And look at the reds too, there's a little differences. This is a little bit more like, this is a little lighter. There's a little bit more of that blood red here on the reels. Those are some differences, you know. Hey, like I said, we're nitpicking, but we got to and tell the best. Look at these are, like I said, not reels, reels on top, reels on top. So look at the font here, as you guys can see how it says on the SB. It's a little bit bigger font compared to this one as well. It's a little bit smaller. And look at the men's right here where it says men's. Let's see, it's kind of that small font compared to this one. It's a little bit more bold right there. That's a little differences. Like I said, it's nitpicking. Just look at the retail as well. Look at the retail, the $100 retail on this one. It's kind of like, you know, spaced out, not as bold compared to this one. It's the suggested retail. Look how the difference is between this one, the reels, and the not reels. Look at that. So that's the big difference right there. All right, so the reels and the not reels, if you guys can see the paper, it looks a little, you can see that the lines on the real ones is a lot more bold compared to this one's a lot more thinner and it's see-through. So those are a little bit differences here and there. And this one is like more of a shiny texture. This one is kind of like that cooking sheet, so it's very, very thin. So that's a couple things, man. It's a lot thicker. All right, let's go with the shoes, shall we? Voila. So I'm gonna have green laces as the reels and the white laces as the non-reels. And as you guys can see, man, it is kind of hot out here. Usually most people can tell is by the blue, but on these, man, whew, it is pretty tough, guys. But maybe it's not picking up on camera, but this here is a little bit, is a lighter blue. That's the main way to tell if these are not real or not. It's a lighter blue compared to this one's like more dull, and this here's like more of a teal, and this here is just kind of like a flat blue. That's the main difference, only difference. And of course the whole preparation as well, if you guys can see the real ones, the whole preparations, it's a lot more indent and deep compared to these. It's just like a small little hole. Those are different in some ways. A couple things here and there, just material wise, like on the little cow print. You know, I know every cow print is different on every Ben & Jerry's, but just the way how it feels, like this is a lot more like hairy, more texture. You know, it's more out there, like it comes out. And this here is just very smooth, like it's like no texture at all, very smooth with it, and it's a little too clean, you know. It needs to feel a little texture to it, but there is not that much. All right, looking at the Nike swoosh here, the only thing I can really tell is that this is more of like a darker yellow and this is a bright yellow. That's the only kind of way I can tell on the colors. So the colors here, and of course the swoosh here is a lot more thicker compared to this one. Is a lot more thinner, and this like Nike swoosh is kind of bending, so that's kind of bad quality here. So as you can see, a lot thicker material, leather, compared to this one is a lot thinner as well. So gotta look at some imperfections on these here. Like I said, it's close, they're hard, And just look at some of the, of course, on the soles. That's another way I can kind of tell the soles. Here it's just like, I think it's more perfect to it. There's the color, it doesn't overlap. I think it looks pretty good on the reels, even on this pair too as well. I don't see any imperfections or anything. Good, is pretty good to go. But on this one here, you guys can see kind of like the crappy craftsmanship here, like that. You know, just look at the over paint here. You know, just some things. You know, just some telltale signs. Of course, the green I feel like is a little off too as well. Like there's a darker green, it's a much lighter green, and like I said, the sole here with the midsole is not separating compared to the real ones. It's, you know, you guys can see it's two pieces almost. This here feels pretty flesh, like a one piece. But all right, take a look at the tongue, look at the tag, the SB, Nike SB. As I was saying, the only difference that I can really see is that the SB here is a little bit darker yellow compared to this one here is not as dark. That's the only really difference. And the font is pretty freaking close, you know. But those are two differences here. The Nike swoosh is not as clean cut as the reels. That's one I can kind of see. See how that Nike swoosh is, a little bump right there compared to this one. Nice and flesh, clean cut looking. We look at the tags on the back, the font. Ooh, it's pretty close, man. It is close. The Ben & Jerry's, like I said, this is the reels here. This is the non-reels. So you guys can see this one pretty close. It is pretty close. The only thing I can see difference I saw that the tag here where it says made in Vietnam. See how this tag here on the non-reels is a lot smaller. It doesn't come all the way down. It's like smaller, doesn't come all the way down like how it is on the real ones. And this one, look at this, nice. And this kind of has like a little spacing right here, so that's a big difference. So that's one way you can tell. And the Vietnam font, there you go, the Vietnam font's a little different too as well. So gotta be careful on little things like that. And then on this one too, see that font's a little different. Look at the Nike, as you guys can see, I see a difference as well. It's nice, like with that K. Look at this K here. I don't know what's going on there. That's a big difference right there. That K is pretty poorly made. The clouds though is pretty good. I see the stitching. I heard that every cloud's different though, so that could be it as well. And the one thing I want to talk about is the toe box shape, guys. Look at that toe box shape. There is a difference. So if you guys can see how this toe box is, it's more smooth. It kind of just comes down and it looks, I think it looks pretty nice compared to this one. It's like more of a box, kind of squared up, just and then straight across. So it's boxy right here on this toe box compared to this one, of course, just smooth down. Same on this one as well. This is also a non-retail, so you gotta be very careful on that. See that? More boxy. This one's like a, you know, comes down, smooth curve. Definitely a smooth curve. Even on these here as well. This is the real ones as well. Look at that toe box. That's the way I can really tell if it's real or not. It's a lot of times that the toe box shape is always off, like that. Just look at the shape here, the way how that U is as well. The differences you guys can see. Like this is the retail. This one has a good little curve here. So the only thing I can tell between a real and a non-real with a black light is, you guys can see, you see the in between the midsole here into the actual shoe, there is no white line here as much. It's very minimal, very little at all in between. But on the non-retails, you can see quite a bit because that's where all the glue is, where they glued it, and it just overlapped the glue. So it's actually pretty bad. If I can show you on camera, hopefully, there you go. See how it is right there. And trust me, it's in person, you can see quite a bit of it. So it's a lot. So it's all throughout the entire shoe, really, the entire shoe. You can see the glue stain right there. You see that? See right there, right here. It's quite a bit compared to a real. You can't see as much. It's not, you know, it's actually well crafted. So yeah, not that much glue at all, if any. There's some right here, but not that much compared to this one. Look at it, it's overlapping, it's all over but not like on the non-retail. See, it's overlapping, it's everywhere. See where it is right there? Compared to this one, not so much. So that's the only black light test I can really give y'all to where, you know, you guys can tell the difference. So other things that could maybe also save your life as well is also look at the retail shoe tree in here. Is that brown paper, very, and then compared to the non-retail, it's like that shiny, you know, tissue paper almost. Let's look at the insoles here as well. Look at the Ben & Jerry's, you know, the quality, the boldness here. Pretty, I would say that this is a little bit more thinner. You can see some of the quality is coming off on that B right here. It looks like it's about to come off. So just the quality of it. And like I said, it's a lot more thinner, man. This is a lot more bold out. So that's how I can tell the difference too. And of course, the real SB padding here as well. Oh man, there's no cushion at all. This is stiff. The real ones is like a stiff cushion right here. This one is not. It's very, you know, you can kind of push through it very easy. This one is very stiff. The thing I want to add is that the stitching inside the shoe is white. You guys can see inside the stitching here is white compared to the real ones. It is black. So that's a little difference there. And just the quality of the way how they stitched in as well inside. Just off the bat and off the rip, I can already tell between just the shape of, you know, the sock liner here is pretty bad, because on the non-retails is a lot more cushion, a lot more thick compared to on here. On the reels is, you know, a little bit thinner and, you know, it's more stable. And here it's just kind of just cushion and puffed up. So there you guys have it. These are the chunky donkey things, and I just want to give you guys a comparison. Ask me or comment below where I got these things. I am not saying anything because I'm not promoting any of this stuff. This is completely educational purpose only, to help you guys out, to make sure you guys get a real pair and don't get got out there. I hate to see people get scammed, especially when they buy, you know, foo-foos, and it sucks, man. It really does. So hopefully this video will help you guys out, and I know a lot of people are actually really liking these things and spending quite a bit of money on these things. People are saying this is the shoe of the year, shoe of the decade. My goodness, as of right now, the chunky donkeys, just the hype on these things was insane. So yes, a lot of crazy deals are happening with these things, and I can only imagine it would suck to actually get got for something like this, because they're going for a lot of money. But anyway, guys, that's it for my comparison to you guys. If you need any legit checks and all that good stuff, hopefully you guys watch all this video. If you want to hit me up in the DMs, maybe I'll try to help you guys out if I can get to it, because trust me, I get a lot of DMs on these things, okay? Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much. If you guys don't mind, please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if it's your first time here. Comment down below, and please hit that bell for all the notifications for when I do drop vids. Don't forget to follow me on my social media at GermanChris on IG. Sometimes I'm on Twitter, and don't forget Snapchat. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I'm GermanChris. Peace.